Okay, I'm going to confess something here. For a while now, I've had a little bit of a problem. And I've talked to friends and family about this, and it was kind of an ongoing thing. And maybe it was a result of us coming off the road, getting out of the van. Maybe it was life pressures, buying the house, building this house. Can't really say for sure. All I know is that there came a point where nothing interested me anymore. Nothing. I mean, I just had no interest in anything. Nothing excited me. Nothing motivated me. I didn't even like movies, books, films. None of that stuff got to me anymore. Now maybe that's a sign of depression. I'm not even sure. I did talk to a therapist at one point. He mentioned depression, but we didn't really explore it and I never went back. That's probably on me. But there came a point where I sort of hit rock bottom. I was at an author's conference. I drank too much. I felt miserable about my life. I was really being very hard on myself. I had driven to this conference and it was about a 10-hour drive, and so on the drive back I did a whole lot of reflecting and I made a few changes in my life at that point. I mostly embraced new habits. But one of the things that came out of that, something that I wasn't even entirely aware was happening, was a shift in the way I perceive the world, or actually a way that I would choose to perceive the world. So I've always done a lot of research. I've always been a very curious person. Writing the books requires me to look into a lot of topics in history and science and human culture. That's always just been sort of part of the job. But something I embraced was the idea of willful curiosity. I've always been kind of passively curious. You know, I'm reading a book and I find something interesting. Maybe I read another book on that same topic. But now I was being willfully curious. I was actually looking for things that interested me, that made me want to explore deeper. And I found them. I found a lot of stuff. I started just kind of looking around at the world saying, what about that? Would I be interested in that? Turned out sometimes I was. Now this can still be a little casual. I mean, when we're sitting on the sofa watching a movie or TV show and I see an actor I recognize, I'll sometimes go find that actor, dig into their history, maybe find out something more about the movies they were in that I recognize them from. And that leads to all kinds of little rabbit trails. And believe me, rabbit trails, that's the point of this. Willful curiosity is the willingness to go look deeper at something that just catches your interest. And by doing that, you're opening up all new ways of perceiving the world. You're opening up a new way of thinking. Because being curious, that's something that leads to growth in yourself, right? But it also leads to new things in the world. Leonardo da Vinci was probably one of the most curious people in history. He explored all kinds of things. He kept scads of notebooks about things. He had sketches, he made lists, he wrote down theories. All of that led to some of the greatest artwork we know in history, but it also led to some engineering principles that really we still use today. Thomas Edison was the same way. He would explore something right down to its atoms if he could. And recently I saw this video where Steve Jobs was talking about how he took a calligraphy class in college. He just audited the class, and that led to the way Apple handled fonts on its operating system. We take that for granted today, but the idea of controlling your fonts, controlling what your text looked like on screen, that was something pretty new, and it changed everything about how we use computers. These casual curiosities can lead to big things in the world, so that's worth cultivating. So long story short, I'm not completely out of the woods yet. I still have my moments, but my life has taken a pretty positive turn, and willful curiosity is right at the heart of that. It becomes a lot easier to become excited about something when you're actively going out to find new things. So follow your curiosity, see where it leads you. Now, if you're curious about how you can help me out and support this channel, you can go to kevintumlinson.com/books. Find a book you love, read it, review it, share it with others. And if you'd like a free book, you can go to kevintumlinson.com/join me, sign up for my mailing list, and you'll get a free ebook. And that's it for this episode. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope it made you willing to go out and be willfully curious. If you did like it, make sure you hit like and share this with a friend. Hit subscribe and make sure you hit the little bell icon so you're notified when new videos drop. And that's going to wrap us up. Thank you for being a part of my journey. Tune in next time when we talk about something else.